Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Please give me another resounding round of applause for... I mean, Younger, you're awesome, but Tabiso, man, where did that come from, dude? Oh, you're my new hero. Absolute hero. So we're back in the kitchen now, and I promise you comfort food, and we're going to level up once again. If you think the British version of bread and butter pudding looks good, think again. Today, we're going to show you how to make the ultimate classic bread and butter pudding the Clover way, with love and a lot of custard. They say lashings of custard. I'm going to say liters of Clover Classic Custard. Tash, we love you so much because you keep bringing the most amazing things when you come to our kitchen. This is a kind of staple, and anyone who thought bread and butter pudding was boring, think again, because it is awesome. This is the ultimate comfort food, yeah?
You know what? I think we are in full-blown winter. I don't care who says what. So this is like, this is classic comfort, homely food.
And it's smelling amazing, guys. This because we had the benefit of obviously having the fresh one cooked here a little bit earlier, just to fill our house. If you're selling a house, make a bread and butter pudding in the oven before you start welcoming people in for that show day. So we've got it's a pretty classic, simple combination of flavors. What's going into this one? Where do we start?
Okay, we start with bread. So bread is the ultimate ingredient for this bread and butter pudding, and the secret is to have your bread stale. The reason
this is probably
why
how it was like figured out in the first place was someone had bread that they didn't want to go to waste. So you used, what is that, like a thicker white bread?
This is a thicker white bread. You can use brioche. You can use challah. There's Jewish bread which is very nice and absorbent. It's called challah.
Thicker vibes as well, yeah.
So the more luscious your bread is and the more buttery your bread is, it will make of a very nice bread and butter pudding.
Better end result. So you've gone quite rustic with big chunky pieces here. I suppose the design element is completely up to you, but I think it looks amazing because you want people to know that they're eating bread and butter pudding.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
The thing. Yeah.
So we've got melted butter, we've got sugar, we've got cinnamon, we've got vanilla, we've got 3 eggs, we've got full cream Clover milk, which is 2 cups of milk. All right, and then we've got this is perfectly measured, so it's about 1 cup of fresh cream, and it's also Clover. So it's going to bring that decadence into our bread and butter pudding. So we're going to drizzle our butter onto our bread. So one of the tricks when making a bread and butter pudding is to butter your bread so that all your pieces, before you cut them, all your pieces will be coated with the butter.
With a bit of butter. And obviously help with the browning and the crisping, and it's, apart from the flavor.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to need for you to help me, please. So we're going to mix the wet with the wet. So we've got the milk, we've got the eggs, which you are going to... I prefer starting with the eggs, actually, so that the yolks can break easily.
Okay, do you want to hold it in there? I will...
Break them up for me. Thank you. And then you are going to do the milk as well. And then you are going to do the fresh cream.
Whoop.
Whilst you are doing that, I'm going to be
using
putting
all of the milk, eh?
Yes. That's 2 cups. What you are making there is a custard, essentially.
I was going to say, this feels very custard vibe.
Yes.
And obviously that goes well with this flavor profile.
Definitely. So when you warm that up and when you put that in your oven, always make sure that before you do this, your oven is preheated to 180 degrees.
Okay.
So the raisins, the cinnamon, and the vanilla, they're match made in heaven.
And that is classic, and I just visually, I love the look of a bread and butter pudding. When you've got those kind of caramelized raisins throughout. It looks spectacular, but you want the crunch on the outside, and you want that soft, that beautiful
custard-like kind of consistency
in the middle.
So what you're going to do, you're going to pour this onto your bread, raisin and butter mixture.
Okay, you're right there.
Thank you.
Yummy!
Sorry, we forgot something.
Do it. A little bit of vanilla essence.
A little bit of vanilla and a little bit of cinnamon.
We almost forgot the key components here.
Please give me the whisk.
I'll give you a hand there. Now I'm beginning to understand why our kitchen has smelled so amazing.
Yes. That's perfect. Okay,
Yummy.
so we are going to pour that on top of our bread, and we are going to put it in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. And you don't want to overcook your custard because it can whip. So it's gonna split.
So you
We've
don't
got
want it to
fresh
split.
cream in there. We've got the milk, so you don't want the milk to split.
So this one, make it fresh. I know the bread doesn't necessarily need to be fresh. In fact, you want it to be a little bit stale.
You want it to be a little
to
bit
have a bit
stale.
of backbone to it. But this is a dessert that needs to be made fresh and enjoyed fresh. Don't let it stand too long and don't cook it for too long. You just don't want that split to happen. The key word here is Clover to 33728. We'll send you the simple yet ingenious ingredients list. But let's take you through blow by blow how you go from that, the humble piece of bread,
to that.
Ta-da!
Don't be crazy and give your stale bread to the birds. Treat your family to a British favourite, the bread and butter pudding, and serve it with lashings of Clover classic custard for the perfect sweet ending. Add 1 cup of raisins to about 8 cups of cubed stale bread. Drizzle over 3 tablespoons of melted Clover butter and set aside. Crack 3 large eggs into a mixing bowl. Whisk the eggs until they're pale and fluffy. Add 400 milliliters of Clover fresh full cream milk, a cup of Clover fresh cream, half a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon each of cinnamon, and vanilla extract. Whisk the milk mixture until combined. Then pour it over the bread and raisins. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes or until the pudding is golden brown and cooked through. Serve with loads of Clover classic custard. Make this quintessential pudding part of your winter recipe collection. And don't forget the Clover classic custard.
Made with love by Clover.
Okay, I've resisted for long enough. The keyword Clover to 33728 while I try and look for the biggest spoon out of the lot. Actually, Tash, you've also earned
Let's
a
grab
taste.
that.
I'm going to bring this right across. It's still warm from being made earlier.
It smells,
but look how amazing that looks,
amazing.
guys. I wish I could describe how delicious and comforting this smells. But this is something it's classic, it's indulgent, it's delicious, it's cost effective, and chances are you probably have half of these ingredients sitting in your fridge and your house
possibly
right
do.
now. And then you finish it off with lashings of our classic custard vanilla flavored custard. I'm going to get right in there. Go, get in there.
I want the middle gooey, nice.
Gooey, crunchy piece. You've got to have a balance of textures.
Awesome.
Oh man, it's caramelizing. It's absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the nicest things I've had in a long time. You can put that in the oven if you want anymore. I'm taking this whole one myself.
The sweetness of the
go,
raisin.
have it.
Clover classic custard. The creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.